The March PX 250 Etcher comes with an ENI RF generator. Requires, but does not come with, a vacuum pump. It requires 40 psi nitrogen and the vacuum connection in the back. The nitrogen performs both chamber bleed and vacuum valve actuation. So first thing, let's just take a quick look at the ENI. This has a voltage input requirement of 100 to 240 volts. You can take anything in between there. And when running, you can see we have our AC on, you have a display. This is in remote mode and is connected directly to the PX250. So you have your power setting, your forward power, then your reverse power here when it's running. So since it's not on right now, it's all at 0. And on the left here on the PX250, I'll start from the top and go down to the bottom. We have a temperature sensor inside the chamber to give you your temperature for the chamber. You have your left and right displays. Your right display here is concentrated on the gases. This has currently 2 mass flow controllers in it. So the first one is set for argon and the second one is set for oxygen. And to switch back and forth, you can just hit on the right display and go back and forth and then cycle around. On the left display we have these settings here for pressure, power, endpoint, etc. Again, the same thing works. We can go cycle through them. And to change them, now I'm in automatic mode right now, but to change them, even though I'm not running, I would hit the set key, and it shows me the set point that I'm going to run when I'm in this program, which is set for 100 watts. If I wanted to increase that or decrease that, I would use these, and I can increase it singly, or I can hold it down and it'll jump up through the different ranges all the way up to 300 watts. This is a 300 watt generator. And I'm going to set it back to 100. And then once you have it set to the position you want, you just hit the set key again. I'm going to set it back into pressure. Your automatic start and stop is here, and what program you want to work with is here, and if you want to change the program, you just press this key. Here's our manual operation on or off. We have it on. We can go through each one of these keys separately and do what we want to do. The first key is vacuum on, so this would turn our vacuum onto the chamber. Then it would, after that, we hit pressure and it'll give it our pressure reading. It takes about 10 seconds or so to allow the chamber to reach a pressure that can be read, so you immediately won't see a correct reading, but after about 10-15 seconds you will. Then you have your gas on, and this is what turns on the mass flow controller to deliver the gases to the chamber. And then once that criteria is met, you can then turn the RF on, and you'll have your plasma being generated. And then once it's all done, you can hit bleed to get back. And we will watch those as it goes through those steps for the program. Below that, this is your off or emergency stop, same thing. Your on switch, this is your key activation, so that if you wanted to run it, have people be able to run it but not be able to change anything, you could turn it out and remove the key. Your auto manual switch for using the tuning is here, And then if you were in manual mode, you could adjust the tuning capacitors here. And then here's the volume and your alarm for when it's completed. So I am currently set up. I'm going to open this door like halfway so we can see. And I'm set up to run in automatic mode, so we're going to watch it go through a couple minutes of programming. So I'm going to hit start, and you can see our vacuum has turned on, and then in about 10-15 seconds it'll turn on the pressure. So pressure light has now come on, and now we're getting a true reading of inside the chamber. Now I've got it preset to a base pressure of 80 millitorr. So this will come down, it's reading millitorr, it'll come down. And once it reaches 80 millitorr, it will then turn the gas on to the chamber. Well, you see we hit 80 millitorr, gas came on, our gas pressure changed and went up. It is now dropping back down. It's regulating the mass flow controller. Once that stabilizes, it'll turn the RF on. Okay, so our RF has now turned on. I have it set for a 30-second cycle. And you can see here that on our meter here, we're showing 100 watts. And on the front of the ENI RF generator, 99 watts, 2 watts reflective because it's an auto tune. That meter does not come with the system. Everything is right on the front. Now the RF has completed. Let's turn the gas off. And now it's bleeding, so we'll be able to take things out of the chamber. Once that bleed cycle has finished, it'll alarm. And to stop the alarm, it'll keep beeping and beeping. So to stop the alarm, just hit stop. And it's now ready to remove your samples. You can do that by opening this door here, and you now have access to the chamber. So on the back here we have our vacuum valve, which is controlled by this nitrogen line, which comes from the inside valving. So when you turn the vacuum on, it actuates this valve, which then allows the vacuum to access the chamber. Argon connection is here. As you've noticed, I have them jumpered. That was just so I could test to make sure that both channels were operational. So your argon here is your oxygen level is here. Your RF input is here from the generator. Your remote analog cable is from the generator. RF generator is here. And then your nitrogen is here. And again, this vacuum valve will go over to there. This will be packed separately in the box, so you'll have to remove that. On the generator, again, here's our remote cable, power cable, and our RF output is there. This is the plug that will be on the back of this unit, and this is a 220 volt unit. and that can operate anything from 100 to 240.